All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I am back with another post-fight discussion video. All right, y'all, let's talk about it. Amanda Ribas versus Maycee Barber. All right, y'all. Now, this was a good co-main event. This was a good co-main event that casual fans, they can't complain about. MMA fans and WMMA fans, we needed this fight. A lot of y'all WMMA fans that were on the fence, that were starting to leave the sport, hey, I hope this fight brings y'all back because this was a fight that we needed and a good finish. We had two gritty fighters, two action-packed gritty fighters in Ribas and Barber that not only have improving skill sets and that are growing towards being well-rounded, but they have this brutality about them. Like there's this brutal level of violence in them where when the going gets tough, where they just say, you know what, forget this, I'm going to bite down and I'm going to do whatever I got to do to win this fight. Like if you look at Barber's face in this fight, she was smiling a couple of times, you know, against the cage when, you know, the blood was pouring on her, or she took a couple of shots from Ribas. And Ribas, you know, she's bleeding from the nose and, you know, she's taking big shots, but she's just stepping back, you know, hands up, trying to be confident. You know, there's like this level like brutality in these two fighters where they just want to go after it and they want to do whatever they got to do to win this fight. And, you know, that's what makes both of these fighters' stock go up, you know, especially for Barber. You know, Barber, I know her last couple fights weren't the best. You know, everybody thinks Andrew Lee won that fight. I still think Miranda Maverick beat her, but she's been getting better. And there's like a level of confidence in her that pushes her to the next step that she needs to get to. You know what I mean? Like she never like withers under pressure. Like even whenever a fighter's outstriking her, she's still in it. You know, she's got a good chin too. There's a good chin on Barber. That's why every time you see her take these big shots, you know, she'll just step back, boom, boom, take them. Then she'll reset, rethink, and then she'll come right after you, right? So the more she improves and you add that to her natural abilities, man, she's going to be a dangerous fighter. She's going to be a dangerous fighter. Now, same thing with Amanda Ribas. She just kind of fought a reckless fight, you know, coming forward with the chin out again and, you know, taking a lot of shots. If she improves on her defense and, you know, starts to protect that chin a little bit more, you know, you'll see Amanda Ribas do well too, because like I said, there's like a killer in both of these fighters where whenever it gets dirty, man, they just go after it. It was almost reminding me like some 90s heavyweight stuff, you know, back in the 90s where when both guys were trying to box, maybe have a little chess match, but then like whenever all of a sudden there's like this violent exchange, they just want to go after it, you know. And that's kind of how Maycee, like I said, she likes to fight, you know. But as long as she's improving as a fighter, you know, she will get to that next level that she needs to. And this was a win that she needed. You know, like I said, I was torn between this one. I was going with Barber the first time. That was my first pick. I started to switch to Ribas, but then I thought about it and said, you know what? I'm going to stick with Barber. I'm not picking Ribas because Ribas, if she comes forward against Barber, who has better form and can set up punches, and if she hurts you and comes after you, then it's going Barber's way because Barber's a better finisher than Araujo. See, I thought Araujo could finish Ribas, but she let her off the hook too many times. Barber, she's not going to let you off the hook. When she hurts you, she's coming after you. Ground and pound, head kicks, whatever. And that's how this fight played out. You know, Ribas had a good start, had a couple of good takedowns, but Barber, much better striker, much more cleaner with her shots, better form. Just put it on Ribas in this fight. Vicious ground and pound in the first round and the second round, which caused a stoppage, man. I mean, real quick, if you want to look back at the fight, I thought Ribas, when she started off with that offensive approach, it was already kind of a danger sign going off in my head, but it was kind of working because she was landing some good calf kicks and she was putting pressure on Barber. But to me, Barber, she's getting better fighting off the back foot. So I knew that eventually if she was going to set up that left hand or that right hook, there was going to be some problems. So she was just waiting for openings. Ribas, she did land a good spin kick to the body, and she was just, you know, like I said, attacking the lead legs, but Barber, she cracked Ribas with a good right hook, and I was like, uh-oh, how many more of those can she take, man? So Ribas, she started letting go again, trying to back Barber up. But to me, I think, you know, Barber, like I said, she was still going to be in control here because her form is much more sharper and there's more meaning on her shots. So Ribas, she's landing her straight right hand, which was good. It was working well, pushing Maycee back. But like I said, she really needed to get this fight to the ground. You know, her striking was working, but she needed the fight to the ground right now because Barber opened up that nose with a good right hand right away. She touched that nose and she opened it up. So Ribas came back with her own right hand, but so did Barber. So they were going back and forth here. But again, like I said, Barber, she's the harder puncher. So at this point, I was just kind of worried about Ribas trying to stand in there and bang with Barber. You know, it just wasn't going to work. So finally, Ribas eventually clinches up, which she should have dropped the level and taken Barber down, but she goes in for a clinch and she eats 2 hard elbows from Barber, this is part of Barber's takedown defense, and it's improving. You know, when she cracks it, you can hear the smack of that elbow on Ribas's face. But eventually, Ribas is able to get that judo toss, and I knew that thing was coming, man. She could toss you no matter how big you are. But Barber scrambles back up. You know, she's right back into it, looks even more calm now, and she's clinching up with Ribas. You know, Ribas getting a little bit cocky, you know, trying for another takedown. But Barber, she defended it actually pretty good. Like whenever Ribas went in for the takedown, she like put her weight on her. But Ribas actually tried to go for like a knee bar or heel hook. So in the while she's going for that leg, in the meantime, Barber, she's up top like working. You know, she's putting the weight on her to avoid the extending of the leg, and she's landing some vicious ground and pounding. I mean, she's busting Ribas up this round, you know, just keeping that knee from being extended. And then she just pretty much finishes the round off, like almost getting the full mount, I believe, on Ribas this round, and, you know, beating Ribas up. So the momentum just started going in Barber's way when she started like fighting harder in the clinch, and she was able to get back up from the takedown. So to me, I think, you know, Ribas' lack of defense here, you know, not fighting off the back foot, not fighting a rangy fight when she was longer, it really started to cost her. You know, she wanted to go on the inside a lot, but, you know, that's what Barber wants, you know. So she gave Barber that round in some ways. The second round, Barber, she started finding that range, you know, right away. She landed a good chest kick, and Ribas, she's still trying to pressure Barber here with that straight right hand. They're landing, but like I said, she doesn't need to really take this approach. So Barber, she's using that takedown defense, you know. She's using some good takedown attempts, like these little feints where she'll go in for a takedown, and then she'll land some hard elbows on the inside. But Ribas, when she stayed in that pocket too long, Ribas busted the nose on Barber with a good left right. You know, so now they both bleeding. And Barber, she comes back with her own straight left hand. She starts jabbing a little bit more. But again, Ribas, she closes that distance, gets another judo toss. Barber, got to give her credit. Takedown defense is getting better and better, man. She's able to get back up. Both of the fighters are bleeding at this point. But Ribas, she makes that big mistake whenever she's in that clinch, instead of dropping the level, going for a takedown, because she did this twice. She'll clinch up, then she'll push off and create space like she wants to go back to striking. And she makes this big mistake. She separates, gives Barber range against the cage. Barber's backing up. Barber lands a big head kick in the right hand that kind of buzzed Amanda Ribas, but she's okay. But then Barber lands another head kick and 3 solid punches, like a right, left, right, and Ribas goes down. And so she goes down from these shots, but she's still awake. So I'm like, okay, Ribas is still in there. She's still awake. She's trying to grab onto Barber's leg, trying to pull her down at this point to recover, but too late, a little too late at this point. Barber just starts firing off and starts pummeling her with combinations, ground and pound, just hitting her with some hard shots. I believe it's like 8 or 9 unanswered punches, so the referee stops the fight. Ribas trying to hold on like, oh, I'm still in it. But, hey, she took too many unanswered shots. That was all she wrote. So, yeah, man, Barber just, you know, she just put on a great offensive fight here. Good defense as far as the takedowns, but just a lot of good improvements, you know, as far as, like, setting up her shots. And you could see this early on in the Andrea Lee fight where she was measuring better with her head kicks and, you know, setting up those right hooks. So, yeah, man, good on Barber at this point. A lot of improvements being made there, but still getting hit a little too much. You know, both fighters, I think, you know, like I said, sometimes they'll keep the head on the line too much. But the thing about Barber is you'll see her make like little adjustments here and there. And even when she does get hit, she doesn't really like get buzzed. You know, she'll wake up, come right back with her own offense and, you know, start to really get dirty in there. So I think that just adds more to her character. And at this point, it'll just build up on her stock, because some fighters, they just don't want to be like defensive wizards. So if this is how Barber wants it, I hope she takes her head off the line a little bit more. But if that's what gets her going, hey, that's going to build her stock up. Hey, shout out to her. As far as Amanda Ribas goes, yeah, her chin definitely held up more this time. I believe, yeah, the weight thing might have been an issue for her at 115. That's probably why she was getting buzzed a lot. But she needs to start moving her head now. Like, she's got the range and the length. You know, she needs to keep the fight at a range, and she needs to keep her head moving. You know, like, she had length in this fight, but she was still getting hit. You know, she wasn't using it to her advantage. She was marching forward too much. Hopefully she's one that doesn't just want to get hit, that wants to get going by getting hit. Some fighters get off on that, but, I hope that they can change that, especially if they want to get up to the top. So what's next for Maycee? I believe she wants a Alexa Grasso rematch, whether she wins or loses. But I think either a fight with Jennifer Maia or Caitlin Chikagian is her next level now. She's already won 5 in a row, so it's time to step it up to, like the top 6. So let's see how that goes. I'm still leaning towards Chikagian, but this is where we see if Maycee's actually grown now from those 5 wins, all right? As for Amanda Ribas, maybe let's see who Amanda Ribas can fight. Maybe she can fight the winner of Marina Moreau, Karine Silva, or a returning Tracy Cortez, right? That fight was supposed to be on at one point, right? Something like that. Or Amanda Ribas versus Lauren Murphy, something like that. We'll see. But maybe she needs to fight down at this point, just so she can get her bearings back and work on her defense. But yeah, overall, good co-main event, guys. Definitely it was a performance of the night, and Barber got her bonus for that finish. She definitely deserves it. But guys, let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Who do you think's next for Barber and Ribas? Think Ribas should stay at 125 or move back down? Let me know in the comment section. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.